Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Ranger. In the last one we start off the Ranger Net missions, and now it's time for us to do most of the rest of them. Find Mew the Mirage. Mew, the Pokemon said to be a Mirage, has been sighted in the Olive Jungle. Capture Mew for Professor Hastings' research and for the honor of a Ranger. Kyle, thanks for coming. There's a job I want you to do. Hold on to your hats, that Mirage Pokemon Mew was spotted in the jungle. What's even better is one of our own Rangers that spotted Mew. Leader, can you drop the subject already, please? I've been telling you over and over again. I must have been mistaken. Just think about it. A guy like me isn't gonna find something as rare as Mew. Hey, Polytoad. What we saw wasn't Mew, right? It was just skinny or something. Hey, Percy, why don't you have more faith in yourself? Just yesterday you were going on and on, all excited, saying you saw Mew, you saw Mew. That's true, but when I went around telling the people in town afterward, there were some people who didn't believe me. I think they're talking behind my back saying I'm a liar and stuff like that. That's why I'm taking back what I said about Mew. I didn't see any Mew. I never saw anything like it at all. Now what to do? Okay, fine. Kyle, I want you to go to the jungle and locate and capture Mew. This is a mission that came down from Professor Hastings himself. He absolutely needs Mew's data, he says, for his styler research. In other words, this mission's objective is find and capture Mew. Actually, there's one more objective. Find Mew and prove that our Percy isn't a liar. Sounds good to me. Percy might not have done much, but I want to help him all the same. That mission's gonna fail. I really didn't see any Mew. Now you see, if you're denying your own truth like that, what's going on with yourself? Find Mew, the Mirage, special mission. There's no Mew here. I came along just to be sure, but there's no way that Mew can actually be here. Guy, you should go get a different mission. I really think so. I'm calling you a truther, man. That was Mew? No, that can't be. I was just seeing things. Kai, you didn't see it either. You never saw Mew. Don't tell anyone you saw Mew. They'll call you a liar too. I'm tired. I'm going home now. Come, Polytoad. So this is easily the shortest of all of the special missions in the Ranger Net. Mostly because Mew themselves is just roaming the jungle. You just need to find them and capture them. There's no Go-Rock squad in the way, it's just a matter of tracking it down. Capturing it on top of that, though, is another subject entirely. I do recommend while you're going through Olive Jungle trying to find the Mew, grab as many bug group Pokemon as you can, because Mew is a psychic type, of course. So whenever you actively find Mew, who I usually find it first around the bug area over here, they will actively run from you in diagonals. You can catch up with them, and they can also just run into you, but be careful if you capture them, if you run into them with a group of enemies, because that's where things get to be a problem. Mew doesn't have an attack. They teleport, and they move decently quickly, but that's about it. What makes capturing Mew a pain, and you can even see it there, they have the shortest timer for running from a Pokemon battle in the game. Like, it takes less than 30 seconds and they're out. And they take a good amount of loops, too. This is why I recommend grabbing a bug group Pokemon, because the bug group Poke Assist is the best way to capture them and keep them in one place. Because it's super effective against them, whereas Mine and Impulsal are only, I think, normally effective. Whenever you're in the same area as Mew when it flees to another screen, you can at least tell you're on the right screen because you will hear Mew's cry. But tracking them down here is the worst part of this, on top of the capturing. This didn't need another plot. Capturing Mew is just hard. And a very different hard than other hard difficulty captures in the game. Because for one thing, bug-type Poke Assists are a bit weird, in that they work like the water one, where you flick the stylus at the Pokemon, but it's a lot less responsive than water, plus you don't see the charge up to begin with. So getting this to work right and capturing it is just painful. Ironic for a Pokemon that has no attack. So if it runs into the section where he first caught Lotad ages ago in the LP, I recommend coming in from the southern part of the map, and I'm just gonna jump cut over there, because it's probably not gonna be up near where the Bayleaf is. Grabbing a water-type Poke Assist while you're here is recommendable as well, but it just won't last as long as Bug, although it's arguably more effective in the long run. I find it neat this mission's in the game. It just has no meat compared to even the other 3 special missions in the game. Because the Deoxys one has the different mechanic with Deoxys running away from you and the being a more intricate fight. The one with Celebi has some actual character moments from Murph, as minor as they are. This just feels like it's here because they wanted to get Mew into the game somehow. It doesn't feel the greatest. With that said, because of Mew's randomly running, this can easily take either the most time out of all the special missions or the least because of how much of an annoyance they are. I want to say there might be a point where it gets easier at some point, like you tire Mew out, maybe when it gets towards the Jungle Relic if it can get that far, but I've seldom if ever let it get that far to begin with. Mew is a rare Pokemon considered to be a Mirage. It does flips, it can go invisible. All right. Let's go see Percy. Mew! It's truly Mew! Kyle, this is truly a huge breakthrough achievement. Percy and I couldn't stand the suspense, so we had to come out, but we could only hem and haw at the entrance. Asking you to take the mission was the correct decision. By the way, Kyle, may I see your styler? Fantastic! Mew's capture data is fully recorded. Kyle, thank you. Here's your styler. Mew, I'm terribly sorry for having frightened you. I'll be sure to use your capture data to enhance the quality of ranger activities in the future. Kyle, please release Mew. The events of today I will announce as news throughout the town. This is for Percy's sake, too. Professor Hastings, Kyle, thank you. Now, my end of the bargain is easily kept. Anyway, did you get a close look at Mew when it was released? When it took off, it appeared as if it winked at Percy. Or was that a mirage? Well, Kyle, another fine effort from you. Good job. Now let us return to the ranger base. Sounds good to me. Hey everyone, I don't need a report today. I can tell right away from Percy's huge grin that Mew's capture went off without a hitch. Professor Hastings can barely contain his happiness too, it looks like. Kyle, you've done well. Mission cleared. Alright, 3 down, only 1 mission remains. Cameron, you're much more intuitive than your appearance suggests. Kyle, you lucked out. You dodged the chore of making a mission report. Kyle, thank you, really. I'm gonna try to be more confident in myself and believe in me. Just like you, Kyle. Leader, sorry for being such a sniveling whiner. I was actually very happy to hear you say good things about me. Isn't this what you said about me? Prove that Percy isn't a liar? Hey now, you're doing an imitation of me? Looks like Percy's back to his regular sunny self. Excellent, excellent. Special mission complete, come back for another challenge, although the final mission in the game doesn't unlock from this. But if you check the play a special mission menu, there's clearly enough space beneath the Mew mission for a 4th mission. That's because this one requires a secret unlock code and password to access in the localized versions of the game. Come back to this menu and press R, X, and left, and the enter the password menu will be added. The password depends on your version of the game. I'm going to be entering the American password here, so just follow that on the bottom screen. But if you're in the UK, it is capital MG35C, lowercase p, lowercase b8, 4, capital F, capital W8. In the French versions, it is capital D, capital Y, 4, lowercase g, lowercase k, 285, capital Q, capital B, capital 9, and then capital F. In the German version, it is capital R, 3, lowercase d, 4, lowercases c and v, 2, capital S, capital W, capital C, 7W. In the Spanish version, it is capital C, 58, lowercase f, lowercase t, 3, capital W, capital T, capital V, lowercase n, 79. And in the Italian version, it is capital F, capital H, 38, lowercase f, lowercase w, capital D, 8, 5, capital S, 2A. You've been assigned the special mission, Recover the Precious Egg. Play it from the RangerNet menu. Please turn off the game. You do actively have to restart the console at this point, which is a bit weird that the game requires that, but oh well. But we're just gonna come back here, and now we have the 4th mission. Professor Hastings obtained a Manaphy egg, but it was stolen by the Go-Rock Squad. Before they could do any harm with the precious egg, recover it from the criminals. And this one actually has a lot of cutscenes to it. Huh? What could that be? What's this thing that's washed up here? Doesn't look like anything I've seen before. Sure is pretty though. That transparent blue. It's like looking at a miniature ocean. I feel calmer just looking at it. Hey, I know, this pretty thing would make a great gift for that hectic Professor Hastings. Using it this every day might do something to help curb his natural impatience. At least there's thought behind your gifts, I guess? Professor, howdy. Hello, Cameron. Why the big smile? Are you having a good day? Ah, if it isn't Cameron, I trust everyone's doing well at your ranger base. How are things in Summerland? Back to normal? Oh, yes, Gordor, the Go Rock Squad boss has disappeared, so they disbanded. Slow down, Professor. Give me a chance to answer your questions. I'm here for a reason today. Professor, I brought you the perfect gift to help your impatient nature. Gift, you say? Cameron's gifts are famous for being bizarre and unsuitable. Never mind that. I just said that I wish you wouldn't go out of your way. What's wrong, Professor? It's not like you to turn down a gift. There you are. Now, what might this be? I've never seen anything like this. Oh, no, perhaps not. I may have seen this somewhere recently, but I'm not altogether certain. I found it on the beach in Summerland. Don't you feel calmer and more relaxed just looking at it? I think it'll be good to display where you can look at it when you get irritated with work. Okay, Professor, I'm heading back out to Summerland. Cameron doesn't get it, does he? If anything this enigmatic is put before our eyes, we're more likely to get excited than be calmed. We're scientists, after all. Doesn't it excite you, Professor? My head's already buzzing with excitement. I'm getting an uncontrollable urge to determine exactly what this is. I have a feeling I've seen this somewhere else before. That's it, I've remembered. This is a Pokémon egg. It's very similar to those in the reference papers on Pokémon I ordered from the Sinnoh region. This thing's a Pokémon egg? None have been confirmed in the Fiori region before. That has to be it. There's no question about it. It must have been carried here on the sea's currents from some distant land. This is quite the rare discovery, especially for Cameron, given his love for finding useless junk. By the way, I've heard there are Pokemon that upon hatching mistake the first thing they see as their mom. Can you imagine when this Pokemon hatches, Professor? It'd be funny if the Pokemon mistook you to be its mother. No, there's nothing funny about that. Anyway, I'll be off to Ringtown. I want to show this to Spencer, Murph, and the others. One of them may surprise us and know what sort of Pokemon is in this egg. Why, it might even be Kyle. That's just a hunch, of course. There's no point in putting off a good thing. I'll be off. Mind the lab while I'm gone. Oh, great. The Go Rock Squad? Didn't you break up? Are you calling Gordor Commander again? Gordor, he's in our past. What he does now or where he may be is no concern to me. My only interest is to revive the Go Rock Squad to its former glory. But with the way we are now, people will rightly consider what I say to be no more than a mere pipe dream. However, Professor Hastings, if I were to have that Pokemon egg you hold, all that could change. How do you know of this egg? And why would the egg lead to the resurrection of the Go Rock Squad? I fail to see the connection. How did I learn of the egg? Well, think of it this way. Everything you do and say is no secret to me. Perhaps you should be suspicious of your lovely assistant who's always close by? You're saying my assistant's a spy? Though now that you say it, it is rather unnatural how she puts up with my impatience without a word of complaint. Anyway, Professor Hastings, I'll ask you nicely. Please hand over the egg without any fuss. If at all possible, I'd like to avoid getting into rough stuff with a senior citizen. Take it from me if you can. If you think of me as an old man, you're in for a rude awakening. I'm different from the frail being that had the super style taken away. Through a daily training program, I've regained the sharp physique of my youth. You half-baked lot I can twist, crumple, and toss aside easily. Very well. Show him the error of his ways. I'll show you the fruits of my training. Twist, crumple, and toss. Twist, crumple, and toss. Ow, 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 ow. Stop. Don't twist. Your training method was apparently ineffective. Thank you for the Pokemon egg. It'll eventually lead me to the Sea Crown. Farewell, Professor Hastings. Those rotten thugs getting violent with an old man. What did he mean by the Sea Crown? No time to waste. Spencer and Kyle must be informed. There's terrible afoot. This feels nostalgic. Everyone, calm down and listen. The Blue Cameron's egg is a Pokemon. The Go Rock Squad took the president. My training was ineffective. Calm down, me. I was robbed of a precious Pokemon egg by the Go Rock Squad. The egg was colored a transparent blue like the color of the sea. I don't know why they took it, but the Go Rock Squad is trying to regroup. They said something or another about a sea crown. A transparent blue egg? The sea crown? God, your expression tells me you seem to know something about them. Do you maybe know what kind of egg it was, Kyle? Yes, because I've seen the 9th Pokemon movie, Pokemon Ranger in the Temple of Sea. What a Manaphy egg! The Manaphy! The one that's mentioned in the ancient legend about the Sea Crown.
I remember now too! Legend told of the Sea Temple, which is said to drift eternally in the seas. And somewhere in the Sea Temple, the Sea Crown is said to be hidden away. Manaphy is supposed to be the only being capable of somehow getting to the Sea Temple, which is said to be invisible. The Golrock Squad's true intention must be to use Manaphy to locate the Sea Temple and obtain the Sea Crown. For the legend says, the bearer of the Sea Crown shall become the world's king. The Golrock Squad is desperate to regain its former glory. If we're to do anything, now is the only time.
Kyle, you're in charge of this mission. Your job is to safely recover the Manaphy egg that was stolen by the Golrock Squad. Sounds good to me. Solana, you're my insurance policy. I want you to support Kyle.
Roger. Kyle, I've got your back. Let's hustle to the Lyra Forest.
All right. Listen, Kyle. I just got a mission from Professor Hastings, too. You want to know what sort of mission I got? I'll tell you. It's a little long, but the mission's called Go to Professor Hastings' lab and search for Pokemon reference documents. I think it's going to be pretty dangerous, but I'm all up for it. Let's go gun our missions. All right. Don't run into the Golrock Squad along the way. But with that, we're going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 26, we finish off the final of the special missions in the game, and thus finish off the LP period. See you guys then.